Lancaster! A 2-0 win the reward for Lancaster City on Bank Holiday Monday at 𝗙𝗎𝗓 Stadium. Our first win at Atherton Collieries.
Is it? First win?
First win here, yeah.
Okay. I knew we hadn't won in 4 years. I'd be amazed if Lancaster City have never won at Atherton Collieries. Oh, magnificent. Oh, and you know what? No, carry on. You know, that's Ryan's fault as well. But because I watched his tweet this morning and I thought, right, you can have it this afternoon. Yeah. And listen, fair play. It's a tough place to come. Pitch is really sticky, really tough to play on. It's the reason you don't come here and get results is because they're good. You know, they're a good Northern Premier League side. No game's easy, no game's straightforward. I said it last week, I say it again. The one day that you're off, or you have 3 or 4 players that are off, you don't get the result you want. I thought we held them probably at arm's length today. I thought we restricted them to probably 2 or 3 chances. I think undoubtedly first half. I mean, I put a compilation together for the lads of the 10 best chances against 𝗙𝙗𝗃, and that was leaving out 3 or 4 decent chances as well, and leaving out the goals that we scored. And then I probably could have done that from the first half. You know, I had a bit of a pop at Brad Carroll for not scoring a first half hat-trick against 𝗙𝗃𝗃. I could probably have a pop at Nico today for not having a first half hat-trick, but I thought we did enough. It was a professional performance. It wasn't a classic by any means, but there probably isn't many classics here, to be honest with you. We've done the job, and that's all we can ask for at the moment. And it's a collection of points that, if I'm honest, I probably didn't really think we were capable of when the fixtures came out. I think to be on nearly 2 a game is a great return, and to finish the month off here, really, really magnificent. Really pleased with everybody involved. We're pleased with the boys. Pleased with lads came off the bench, did a great job. So yeah, real complete performance from the team today to make sure we had enough to get over the line.
Lots of impressive performances. We could have named several players of the match, but we thought that Brad Carroll covered every blade of grass. He was superb. Yeah,
he has been. He probably wasn't his best against 𝗙𝗃𝗃, but I think it's almost survival of the fittest at the moment because you play that many games. It's, what is it, 6 games in 2.5 weeks or something like that. It's so intense, so non-stop, and we've tried to rotate here and there. We've tried to keep players fresh, but Brad's been pretty much never present. And
do you think he's taken on a bit of a leadership role? We haven't got David Norris, or has just come back in now. Cowper's been suspended. It's really been on him in that midfield.
I think it's more about how he plays. I think he plays with that. You follow my lead, and he's really good at pinching at the top end of the pitch. And we've had to discipline him a little bit in terms of sometimes not losing our midfield structure, especially without 𝗙𝗃𝗃, because I think we always get ahead of ourselves with 𝗙𝗃𝗃 in the team because we trust him so much to tidy things up and sweep things up. And when we don't have him, we get a different type of press. We get an energy press from 𝗙𝗎𝗓, but with an energy press comes holes in the pitch, and sometimes you've got to manage that. So we've done a little bit of work with Brad just to try and manage those situations at times. But yeah, he wins us the penalty because he makes late runs in the box. A little bit Lampard-esque, isn't he, where the late runs he makes in the box, he turns up in great areas, makes people make decisions. He's horrible as well. And I quite like that. I quite like that he's got a bite about him. That's why we brought him here, and that's, we do get that all-action performance, and today was one of them, and it's a sort of game that needed that as well.
So we move on to Witton Albion in the FA Cup next Saturday. Your record may not be brilliant, but we do have some experience. David Norris has been to the quarter-final, and Graham Lancashire scored for Burnley in the second round against Rochdale.
Did he? Have you told him that as well?
I have not yet.
He'll tell me soon. Don't worry about that. I'll get it all week. Yeah, we need to just reset ourselves a little bit, I think. I think that's just because of the knocks and niggles. Obviously, Nico's gone off injured. We were without Charlie Bailey today. Jake's come off again as a precaution. I mean, the week shutdown might help, or the 6-day shutdown might help. We obviously won't get them in tomorrow. How Simon Grant gets through these games, I've no idea, because he was monumental again, defensively.
The first time I met him, he had his foot in an ice bath.
Yeah, I can imagine. And I just said to him, we'll shut you down for a few days. He's like, no, I need to keep going. I need to just bounce from game to game. It's magnificent. He must need to put an ice pack on his neck. It's like he's on a spring half the time. But yeah, we just need to shut a few down. We just need to make sure the injury. I mean, Jacob's leg is a mess. We didn't talk about it against 𝗙𝗃𝗃 because I didn't really think there was much in it live. Having seen it again, it's assault. How that's not a penalty? How we haven't won at 𝗙𝗃𝗃 on a penalty at the end there? Because he's literally cut the kid in two. The Jacob's contact is to the top end of, 10 centimetres up from his ankle. So, could have broke his leg. But that's the margins, isn't it? And that's this. And interestingly, today's referee let everything go. One foul first half in the whole game. There was loads of tasty challenges as well. So, yeah, FA Cup wise, shut players down, get them back in Thursday, and just make sure we've got our structure right. There'll be no complacency from us. We'll prepare exactly the same as we prepare for everything else. Tough challenge for us because there'll be a decent side. Lots of step 3 experience in that team. They've got a match winner in Elliot Rocker. Got real experience, 𝗙𝗎𝗹𝗆𝙀 Williams, them sort of players. So yeah, we can't afford to be off our game, but hopefully we get a really good crowd who support us like we were supported today, and you know, we can keep building and keep that momentum going.
You just mentioned preparation there. I just want to ask a little bit about our preparation for Lancaster games. In the past 3 days, we've played 𝗙𝗎𝗋𝗄, Atherton, both of whom have had big squad overhauls during the summer. 𝗙𝗎𝗋 had just 4 players since we played them at the end of last season. Atherton today, 1 player from when we played him in January.
Goalkeeper, yeah.
While we have developed a strong scouting network, it must be so few games to go off with the current crop of players. How do you split working on stopping the opposition and our own style of play?
Well, we always go to our own first. So the first things that the players got after Saturday was the clips from the breakdown, the analysis from with and without the ball against 𝗙𝗎𝗋. First thing we showed them was the 2 goals we conceded. Let's get that out of the way. Then we showed them the positives of how they got themselves into goal-scoring opportunities and pressed the ball really well second half. And then after that, we turn our attention to the opposition. So they get, you know, the information on the players that are likely to play. And you guess it because you don't know. And then what we're able to do is through our work and the database of information we have, as soon as that team comes out, the players then have a visual reminder of what's going on in the dressing room. The work we do is non-stop, just non-stop. We're constantly looking at what we can get from video clips, social media, who knows who. You know, we knew the centre-half, the right-side centre-half wasn't going to play today. We thought they might go to a 3, they didn't, they went to a 4. That was okay because we knew how to mitigate that 4. So it's a real fine balance between, I'd rather have all the information, which we do have. We've got a good scouting network, as you said. You know, Derek and Dylan, between them, doing some really great things with a group of scouts, and we're getting lots of information. I'd rather have it all and then break it down and give the players what we think they need. And I think we do that pretty successfully, and it makes a difference. There's no question of that. Players take what they want from it. You can give some players more than others, but that's again our job to differentiate that approach. So it's non-stop, full-time job. It's more than a full-time job, whilst having a full-time job. But it's you've got to enjoy doing it because if it wasn't a bit of a labour of love, and I think if you don't work hard in this league, you've got yourself to blame if you don't get results. At least I can positively go to bed at night knowing that I've done everything I can do to get us a result on a Saturday, and that includes all of that information that we gather and we disseminate to the players.
One final question for this afternoon. On Saturday after the game, we talked about the gamesmanship on display from 𝗙𝗎𝗋𝗄. Pretty much as soon as they went ahead, the referee didn't deal with it effectively. We've had good and bad referee performances again today, consistent in not giving fouls. You're an experienced NPL manager, one of several. What can be done to improve the consistency of our officials?
I'd love them to speak to I'd love the NPL to speak to managers. I'd love the NPL and the FA to come and get a little task group together and try and drive standards forwards. The league standards are great, you know, the media and all that. They improve year on year. It becomes more professional every year. The standard of the football, undoubtedly more professional. I'm telling you, this is so close to being a full-time league in terms of the prep that's done. Maybe not full-time players all the time, but in terms of the quality of it, the standards in place, it's just going through the roof, the pyramid at the moment. But I don't like the inconsistency. I mean, today, so for example, Jordan Scanlon there, 10, who's a very good player, by the way. He's kicked the ball away. Just kick the ball away. We're told 0 tolerance on kicking the ball away to booking. 2 minutes later, he throws his arms up and throws the ball away. So if that was against 𝗙𝗎𝗋 or against Stafford, where they were particularly strong on this, he'd have been sent off. But today, nothing. So are these the rules or are they not the rules? You know, don't come and speak to us at the start of the season and say, this is what's going to happen, lads, and then not happen. And I get that every referee wants to do it differently, but if they're the rules, make it consistent. We all know the rules. If we don't abide by them rules, we've only got ourselves to blame. But I'd love them to say, right, I don't think they want to accept there's a problem. I don't think they want to accept that there's an issue that they've got to deal with. And I'd love them to just say, right, okay, all you managers, and it's not just me, I listen to every manager saying the same thing. We ain't all wrong.
There's a lot of vast experienced managers.
We ain't
Michael
all wrong.
Clegg at Rylands.
So therefore, get a few of us together and say, right, you lot have got loads to say. You come and be part of the solution then. Whether that'll ever happen or not, I don't know. But it'd be a nice step forward to collectively try and improve a standard of part of our game, wouldn't it? I won't hold my breath.
Thank you very much, Mark.
Thank you.
Lancaster!